Guys, Brookhaven updated, and you can see that on the right a lot of new stuff was released. There's a new house, and also new things in the game. And today, I want to test with you everything that was released in the Brookhaven update. So for that, I called this friend of mine. He said, a lot of things changed. Yes, a lot changed in the game, including it looks like there are 2 new houses, and also totally secret new functions in the game. I'm going to start by grabbing this ball on the right. Guys, now I can hold the ball like this, and this is amazing. And now I'm going to throw the ball here in the front. Actually, it didn't work very well. So much so that I can kick the ball like this. Now the ball really works properly, and that's really very good. I can finally play real soccer, but actually this is a bit bugged, and it looks like my friend grabbed this bicycle. Okay, I got in here, and now we're coming up here in the front to test the 2 new houses that were released in the game. But guys, actually I'm going to teleport, and on the right you can notice there's this new house. But it wasn't just this house that was released in the game. My friend is arriving back here, and he just picked a giant house that was released. I'm going to test the giant Brookhaven house first, and then I'll test the smaller house. So I'm arriving here at the giant house. I'm going to delete this house, and now I'm going to pick this house on the right. This one is a soccer stadium, which is really giant. You can see there's really a lot of stuff. But I noticed that if I grab this ball, I can literally kick like this. This is really very interesting. It's a secret function and it's going to be very useful. I can even kick my friend. But now he's also coming here to see everything that's in this soccer stadium. It looks like we have to go up here. And there's a lot of stuff here in the front. You can see that here there are places where you can get food. And meanwhile, my friend is coming up here in the front to see everything that's here. There's also this popcorn shop. In fact, he's getting the ice cream. This is simply amazing. And you can see this is really cool. Here it's on fire to show that the pizza is really being baked. But I can also get here in the front and I can go up here. So I'm going up here to see what's up here, and I'm really curious. Here we have the soccer stadium where you can stay in the stands, and a lot of people fit here. It probably fits 100 people in here, but unfortunately only 20 people fit in the game. Up here we have this thing where I can probably change the game scoreboard. So if a team is winning, I can note this here. So much so that my friend just appeared there and he's seen the soccer stadium. Actually, he already came down here. So I'm going to change the scoreboard. Up here I'm going to write my name, and I'm going to write my friend's name here. And you can see the scoreboard turned out like this. We're both not playing yet, but I'm going to start playing to beat him. So I'm going down here, and I'm ready to win. Here we have a tutorial explaining how this works. You have to tap the screen to kick the ball, exactly like this. And this is actually pretty cool. I'm playing soccer here, and I'm trying to score a goal, but it's quite hard. So I'm going to kick from back here, and now I'm finally going to score a goal. Perfect, I managed to do this, but nothing special happened. I thought this was going to change the scoreboard, but that's not what happened. In fact, he's arriving here. He said, you have to go there and change the scoreboard. Okay, now I understood this. So let's play this properly. Now he's going back here, and I'm ready to beat you. So I'm going to leave this ball exactly here. And guys, he's coming here, but I'm already winning. I literally won this. So now I'll have to go up here like this, and I'm going to press this button. I'm really beating my friend. Guys, there's the yellow team and also the green team. But besides that, there are more things that were released that I want to see with you today. I also want to play a real soccer match. Now he's coming back here, and he wants to play this back. Actually, he wants to lose back. Guys, I'm going to leave this ball exactly here, and I'm ready to beat you. So much so that he started this, and he simply almost won. But now I'll have to get this ball, and I'm ready to beat you. But there's a problem. I don't have a team. So I'm going to throw this ball here in the front, and now I'm taking it here. But guys, I'm already losing back. I'm really playing very badly. And now even he arrived here. He said, let's leave it to play later. Yes, that's true. Let's first see everything that was released in the update, and then we'll play soccer. Now I'm going to go down here below, and you can see there are very interesting things here. Here is where the teams stay before the match starts. From what it seems, I have to enter this room. Here we have a lot of cool stuff. I can put my photo here, and I'm the player of the year. But my friend just arrived here, and he's trying to become the player of the year. However, he doesn't have permission to do that. So I'm going to give permission to him, and now he can become the player of the year. He's from the yellow team, I'm from the green team. But I don't know if it's possible to change the team's color. Here we have a panel with the team strategies. In fact, next to it, there's basically a training area. So much so that he's training here. And here we have this very different room, where you can leave the stadium through the front door of the soccer stadium. And from what it seems, there's a parking lot. I didn't expect there was a parking lot here. And later I want to see what's there. But this is very interesting. Guys, now I'm coming back here in the back to see what's in this room. Here I can put the players' names. I can put several players here on my team. And this is the part where you train the strategies that you're going to use in the game. Now I'm getting here, and this is the bathroom, which is very interesting. Everything here works very well. But I want to see what's in this part. Okay, this is the toilet. But I want to see what happens if you change the house's color. Okay, I changed it to red, and it's actually quite interesting. But I'm leaving here because I want to see what else there is in this house. I also want to see what's in this room that seems very interesting. So for that, I'll have to go up here here, exactly like this, which is quite hard, but I'm sure I'll make it. And now that I'm here, I have access to all the secret commands. In fact, my friend is arriving right here, and it seems he's wanting to get to the room I'm in. And there are several other very different stairs, which I had never seen before. This staircase takes you directly to the stadium, and now he's already getting up here. Okay, he was smarter than me, because I got here literally flying. In fact, there's an elevator here that takes me down here. Okay, this is really very interesting. But here there are several secret commands, which are basically sound commands. And for some reason I ended up being expelled. It seems the server restarted. Okay, I don't know why this happened. It was probably the owners of the game who did this. I'll have to go back there again. I'll have to go up here like this. I just got here again, but I want to know what these buttons do, and I don't really know what they do. But I just pressed both buttons, and the stadium's light is turned off. These giant lights are turned off, and this is actually quite interesting. And if I turn this off, this light turns off. This is really very cool, but there's nothing else I can do here. Now he just arrived here, and he just grabbed this item. This is a very interesting item that's used in soccer. In fact, he's using it here. There's even the yellow card, or even the red card. Okay, this is more interesting than it seems. He literally discovered a totally secret item. So I'm looking for this item here on the right, and it's exactly this item that was released. From what I'm seeing, there aren't more items that were released. These 3 items are very interesting. With this item, I can sell food to everyone who is in the stadium. This is really interesting. So I'm coming here, and I can pass here and sell food to everyone. The only problem is that not many people fit on the server. If more people fit, this is really interesting. In fact, he went down there, and if you want, you can get some food. Here there's water, popcorn, and hot dogs. So it looks like he grabbed it there. This really works. Guys, this is really interesting. There are even other animations, and I can do this. Or I can even get some food here. There's also this other item where I cheer for the team so they win the game, and it only has this animation. And lastly, there's this item that was released, which is for if you're the referee. There's also the red card. But I want to test with you more things that were released in the update, and I'm sure you didn't notice. I can hold the ball like this, or I can be without the ball, but even so I'll still be able to use these animations. This is important if you're going to play soccer with several players. Now he placed the ball exactly here. I'm ready to beat you. So he started here, but I'm already taking the ball back here, and I simply won. That was actually pretty easy. He said, let's do a penalty. Okay, let's do this. Guys, I'll be the goalkeeper, and I'm going to stop the ball from reaching this goal. And he's going to have to try to hit inside here. This ball he placed there. I doubt he's going to beat me. So much so that I'm ready to defend this. Now he kicked the ball here, and I finally saved it. I really beat you, and it wasn't as hard as it seems. Now he got closer. Okay, now it's going to be a little harder. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat him. So much so that he kicked here, but I saved it. Look, you're not very good. Now he placed the ball here in the front, and now he kicked here, but I couldn't save it. Literally, this was impossible. But my kick isn't as strong as it seems. Actually, it's really weak. Literally, this is super weak. So much so that I just scored a goal. But now I want to test with you more things that were released in the update. So we'll have to get a car. I just grabbed this Brookhaven car, and my friend grabbed this car. But now I'm arriving here at the soccer stadium because I want to see the parking lot and see what it's like. In fact, I think I can close the gate. But actually, there's no gate. Okay, this is a little sad. But now I'm getting here in the front, and he's coming too. So I'm going to leave my car down here. And now there's a giant parking lot in Brookhaven. I can use this parking lot to drift, and this is really very interesting. My friend is arriving right here, and he's going to leave his car exactly in this part. But guys, this parking lot is very weird. There's no door that takes us to the soccer stadium. We're literally stuck down here. This was really very weird. We'll have to go up there going out through this gate, which doesn't make much sense. But now I'm arriving here. And guys, this soccer stadium is giant. You can see that it goes beyond the game's limit. Literally, the construction reaches down here. And this is one of the most different things I've ever seen. Literally, the soccer stadium changed the whole map. This is something that no Brookhaven house does. This is the first Brookhaven house that changes the map. Because if I pick any other house on the right, they don't change these parts of the game. Seriously, this is very different. But now I'm coming in here, and I want to see what's on the other side. So I'm arriving here, but I can only go up here. Inside here, there's literally nothing. It's a totally empty place. Really weird. In fact, there are several totally empty places here in the soccer stadium. There are probably secrets too, like this house is safe. But there's more that was released in the update. Now I'm going to delete this house, and you can see that everything disappeared. The modifications that were on the map disappeared. Everything that was here literally vanished, especially because this isn't part of the game. Now I'm going to pick this house on the right. Okay, this is really very cool. It's a smaller soccer stadium, but it has a lot of interesting things. Here there are shirts that you can buy, but I don't want to buy this. And now he sat there and he's selling these shirts. But there's a lot of interesting stuff here. There's this new item that didn't exist before, and I don't know what this is for. Probably in this thing there are drinks here. There are also these bathrooms. In fact, the door is totally closed. And this is very weird because if you get this other house, you can see that the bathroom door is open. And in this Brookhaven house, the bathroom door is closed. In fact, there's a secret place. Okay, I don't know what this is. I just know it's really weird. Here I can grab the ball, and now I'm going to play soccer with my friend. I'm sure I'm going to beat you. He said, change your avatar and choose a team. Okay, but I don't know which team I should choose. I want to see which team he's going to choose. Okay, he's already changing his avatar, and I'm ready to start the game. So much so that he placed the soccer ball here, but this soccer field is very small. So he kicked it here in the front, but I have no way to save it because first I have to grab this item. So much so that I grab this, and now I can finally play this. Okay, I'll have to start again. Guys, I have to throw the ball here in the front, but he's waiting for me here to take the ball from me. Look, you have to get out of there. He said, it's in the rules that I can stay here. No, you can't. So I placed the ball here, and now I'm taking it here in the front, and I simply scored this. Perfect. I beat him. Literally, you lost. But it looks like he got angry. He said, it's a foul. Let's do a penalty now. Look, I don't know what you're talking about, but it looks like now I'm going to have to save this. However, it's going to be much harder because the soccer field is smaller. So much so that he kicked here, and I saved it. But accidentally, I placed another ball here. Now he arrived here again. He said, it's a foul. You put a ball to save another ball. But it was accidentally. So I'm going to place this ball exactly here, and I'm ready to beat him again. So much so that he kicked here in the front, and I saved it. Look, that was really easy. In fact, he got angry, and he's trying to hit me. But I'm going to have to test the secret alone, because suddenly he's angry with me. So I teleported, and I'm hiding here. He just came back here to find me, and he didn't know where I am. But he simply went back there. And actually, I'm hiding here. My friend is literally crazy. Another thing that was released in the update, which I'm sure you didn't notice, is that down here there's this new button where you can change the server settings. You can change the city's time, even making it nighttime. You can change the day of the week, and there are several really cool settings you can do. You can choose a theme for the whole city, and you can change the city's weather where it starts to rain like this. And you can change a lot of things. I can remove this rain and put, for example, snow. That starts to snow like this in the city. Seriously, this is really cool. But there's a problem. My friend is coming here, and now we're going to play soccer in the snow. But now there's this new very interesting option, and I can give admin to the players. He literally became an admin, and he can change what time it is. Literally, my friend is changing this. Seriously, this is really cool. And finally, he got happy again. So much so that I can also kick my friend, or I can make him get banned. Down here, there's this button where I can remove all the items in the city. So if there are several random items around the city, I can press this button down here, and they'll all be removed. This is really cool. But on the right, you can see that new items were also released. There's this new light that was released, which is very interesting, and that really lights up a lot. This is the light that lights up the most in Brookhaven. And I'm saying this because I've already tested all the lights, and this light really lights up a lot. There's also this other item on the right, which is basically the scoreboard. You can write the names here. This is very interesting. But I want to do a test. I placed this light here, and I changed the color. The light's color really ended up changing. And this is much more interesting than it seems, because this way I'm going to be able to make several very cool modifications. If it's nighttime like this, I can place this item here and leave it red, which will make it look like this is a horror game. Seriously, this is much better than it seems. And now he ended up coming back here, and it's going to be possible to do a lot of things this way. I'm going to make a totally red street. It would be really cool if it were possible to change the stadium's color, but unfortunately there are only yellow and green. So now I want to see how the stadium looks in other locations, because this changes the whole map, and it looks like he also wants to see this. So much so that I'm arriving exactly here, and I'm going to pick this house. You can see that it changed some things. This tunnel was totally modified. New patches of grass also appeared here on the side. Simply a lot of things were modified. Now the tunnel is totally blue. I can literally change the whole map by picking this stadium. Okay, this is much cooler than it seems, because I can change its color to purple, and literally this will change the map. It's a new way to modify the Brookhaven map, which I doubt you've seen before. Now I pick this house on the island, and I want to see if this changes anything. But from what it seems, it doesn't change anything too much. On the island, there wasn't any modification. Literally nothing changed. But this is one of the best Brookhaven updates. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.